Stop number 13 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Dover Downs International Speedway. Here in Dover, Delaware, the Monster Mile, where it chews cars up and spits them out. It's the running of the FedEx Autism Speaks 400, as we are set to go racing here today after a wild weekend at Charlotte. And it's on to the 1 mile high banked oval. So without further ado, here's the starting line for today's race. On the pole, it's the Texas winner of Mayonnaise, Charles Jackson, at 170 miles per hour. He'll be alongside Jordan Newman, the number 29 Hardee's Pontiac. Mike Becker, the defending champion of this race, starts third in number 19 Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Ford. And the number 11 Budweiser Ford of Henry Cavanaugh will start on the outside of row 2. Ryan Acosta, row number 3, has the inside lane. Number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet. And number 1 Skull Classic for Chevrolet, or Ford rather, fail. The California winners from Second Motorsports, Trent Dunham, has the outside of row 3. William Duncan is the inside row number 4, and number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet. And number 33 Skull Bandit Oldsmobile of Michael Walton has the outside. Stephanie Gardner in the inside lane has number 26 Quaker State Buick on the inside of row 5, and alongside of her, Charles Sanford, number 24 DuPont Chevrolet, the Jeff Gordon colors, has the outside. And let's get the command to fire the engines here from the Monster Mile.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the fire the engines as we get set for racing here today. Row 6 has Kyle Matthews, number 42 Meliella Pontiac, and the outside has Trey Campbell, the number 30 Country Time Pontiac, and then it's the 12 of Johnny Gardner, the Ray Best's Buick, number 12, and beside him Hayden Jefferson, and number 15 Motorcraft Ford has the outside of row number 7. Field rounds to number 4. The pace car's already on the pit road, so it gets as the field of being led by Charles Jackson and Jordan Newman, has the field being led here as they come out of turn number 4 as they look for a green flag, and they did it. We're racing at Dover. Charles Jackson jumps out in front. He had a win earlier this season at Texas Motor Speedway in a thrilling finish there. Jordan Newman looking for his first win of the season as he won the winner of the Pepsi 400 at Daytona last season. Mike Becker's in third position, the defending race winner from last season. He did it with the Richard Petty colors last season, and now he is trying to do it this season here at Dover with the Chuck Little ride. And here comes Henry Cavanaugh up to the 4th position now, looking a little racy in the Junior Johnson colors. And right behind him, Trent Dunham, the number 1 car for Sega Motorsports. As they come to the turn number 1, as Mike Becker tried the inside lane on Jordan Newman, who now pulls up to the back bumper of Charles Jackson. But so far, nothing doing for Jordan as they go down through the first and second, or third and fourth turns rather. Ryan Acosta now has the help from Charles Sanford as he tries to shove him up by Michael Walton. But now Charles decides, I'm tired of falling. I'm going to go inside, take position away, or try to take position away, excuse me. As Ryan Acosta says, no, you're going to have to get through me first. And Acosta has that high lane working for him for that. Yeah, he has that high lane working coming out of turn 4. Something about this newly revamped tracks where the high side has been working a little bit better than the low side, where usually on the regular tracks the low side is the best place around. And we see an example of that because as Trent Dunham gets by Henry Cavanaugh for the 4th position, and I pulls up in the back bumper of the 19 of Mike Becker. Stephanie Gardner with a pretty good run so far in the Quaker State Buick, number 26. She's in 9th position at the moment. See where she's clocked at this time by. She's by William Duncan in 25. And Stephanie is clocked in. The number is in the 9th positions where she's at this time by. So William Duncan's in 10th right now. 11th is Kyle Matthews. 12th is Hayden Jefferson. Trey Campbell slipped back to the 13th position now under the clutches of Joshua Osborne in the 14th spot. And in the number 90 Publix Supermarkets Ford. There is Osborne in the bright lime Ford he's driving. Johnny Gardner running in the 15th position, 16th right now. Up on the high side of the Daytona 500 champ, Zed Weinstein. There were 3 wide back there. Mason Powers almost went to the inside of Joshua Collard and Seth Cole. But Joshua now takes a spot in the 43 car. He was 20th last time. Let's see where he's at this time by, as he's got his buddy Seth Cole on the inside. Collard right now clocked in the 20th spot. Seth Cole in 21st. Mason Powers is now 22nd, under the fire from Keith Batson in 28. He's in the 23rd spot, not having a good run today. Keith is in the top 10 in the points chase. Coming in. Several drivers not having good runs here today. Here, as you see right there. Dalton Day, one of them there. He had been running pretty good this season. As he gets underneath two-time winner Preston Plord in 17. Plord winner this season at Las Vegas and at Richmond. Dalton almost won a couple races this season. He almost took the win at the Bristol race this season. As there you see now Nathan Hudson going up underneath in 55. And Batson up there in the 3 car. And she's got her teammate Dylan Poteet right behind their RCR teammate in the 31 car. Winner of 2 races this season at Atlanta and Bristol, and he's got Jessica Shelton behind him. And that is battling back up. That's back in the mid-30s is where they're at right there, almost to the mid-30s. Poteet was 35th last time by. That just race right now. Shelton in 36th. And both Poteet and Shelton have won at this track before. And Kate Culp right now holds the caboose in 38th. But right now at 14 laps in the books, Charles Jackson must have a lot of mayonnaise in that engine because he is pouring it on right now, leading the race here at Dover Downs International Speedway. Jordan Newman, Mike Becker, Trent Dunham, and now Michael Walton is the top 5. Henry Cavanaugh, pretty good run so far in a Budweiser car, is in 6th position. He's a rookie in this series, one of the few rookies there. In fact, Michael Walton's another rookie in the 33 car. Those two battling for Rookie of the Year, which by the way, in this series goes to the highest finishing rookie in the points. And we have had rookies win the championship before in this series too. I believe it was in season 4, I think, when we had that happen. So it's possible for a rookie to win the championship in this series. As you see now, the cars are now lined up single file. Ryan Acosta in 7th position. 8th is still Charles Samber. 9th still Stephanie Gardner. 10th position is still William Duncan. Let's take a lap around with Charles Jackson in the 71 car as we go on board with mayonnaise. This was like the ride along around Dover, and there you see it. Look at the tachometer. It goes that tachometer reaching serious RPMs there, about almost 10,000. I think about 97, 9,800 going through the turns, and down to about 8,700 in the middle of the turn. So this version of Dover is becoming an engine builder's nightmare. For these cars. you see some shuffling going on right now. Mike Becker trying to dive inside of Jordan Newman. Now, meanwhile, Michael Walton is underneath Trent Dunham for position. He's trying to get the draft off Michael Walton. And now Charles Sanford decides, hey, this is fun. I want to go 3. I want to try it. And whoa! Henry Cavanaugh, he and Charles Sanford about touch coming out of turn number 4. As now Cavanaugh goes underneath Trent Dunham for position. And Charles Sanford trying to shove Cavanaugh by Dunham. And now, meanwhile, it's Charles's teammate, William Duncan. Both drivers for Hendrick Motorsports in the 24 and 25 cars. And Stephanie Gardner decides to join in on the fun, and so does Hayden Jefferson, Kyle Matthews, Joshua Osborne, several others. Teammates working together through the third and fourth turns now as Ryan Acosta tries to hold off the Hendrick duo. And now William Duncan's now in a battle with Stephanie Gardner. Stephanie now goes by him. We told you earlier how the high line works better on this configuration of Dover. And that seems to be an example right there. Stephanie Gardner in the Quaker State Buick had that high line working pretty well. As she got around William Duncan, that's for the 9th spot. And meantime, William Duncan makes fail. Michael Walton tries to make the move on the inside, and so far nobody made a move on Charles Jackson just yet in a 71 car. He's led since the green flag dropped. And now Jordan Newman is still in second position. Still, it's Mike Becker third. Take you to the field again there. Jasmine Acosta's now dropped back to last place at the moment. Yep, Dylan Poteet. I tell you what, he and Jessica Shelton both not having the best of runs here. I think they're going to want to change their setup when they get back to Dover for the second event here. Make matters worse, though, for both Poteet and Shelton. They were both in the top 5. I think they were both top 5 in the points coming in. So this is going to hurt them a lot in the points. So, not the runs that Dylan Poteet and Jessica Shelton were wanting here today at Dover. But Charles Jackson, I guarantee, is having a run he's won right now, leading the race here in the number 71 Lifeboy Chevrolet for Dave Marcus Racing. He's won, I believe, 3 times in this series. Season 8 at Richmond, season 11 at Indy, and now in this season at Texas. Looking for his 4th career win, I believe. And Charles hopes he can hold him off for 8 more laps here at Dover. The man affectionately known as Mayonnaise. Out in front here, Jordan Newman, Mike Becker, Michael Walton now moves up in the 4th position. 5th is now Trent Dunham. Henry Cavanaugh in 6th position, and now Michael. Whoa! Ryan Acosta almost lost to come out turn number 4 in car number 4. And now Acosta going inside of Stephanie Gardner in 26, and Stephanie's got that high line working, as we said, to perfection, as she follows Charles Sanford now, and now Stephanie moves up in the 8th spot. Charles Sanford having a good run today in 7th position in the 24 car. And whoa, Michael Walton tries the inside lane on Mike Becker, but nothing doing. Becker slams the door on him. Down to the final 4.5 laps here at Dover. Been status quo the whole race here. Been a bit of a boring race, but it seems like at Dover it always is in this series. But But it hasn't been boring for Charles Jackson, who has been out front all day long. Looking for his second win of the season. Jordan Newman looking for his first. And now Newman goes inside of Jackson for the lead. Here comes Jordan Newman. But Charles got the high lane working as Mike Becker tries to shove him up to the field. All the while, Becker trying to gain a spot, and he does so. Mike Becker now goes to second. But can he pull the same move on Jackson in the final 2.5 laps? Out of turn number 4, Becker giving it all he's got. 2 laps to go. Chevrolet versus Ford, and you can't get any better than that. The long-time manufacturer rivalry that's been going on since they started building race cars or street cars, whichever. But right now, Charles Jackson will see the white flag. He has 1 lap remaining here at Dover. He's led since the drop of the green flag. Started from the pole. And it's dominated the field in the number 71 Lifebuoy Chevrolet for Dave Marcus Racing. Round through turns 3 and 4. And out of turn number 4, the FedEx Autism Speaks 400 belongs to Mayonnaise. Charles Jackson wins at Dover. Mike Becker finishes second. Third, Jordan Newman. Fourth position will go to Michael Walton. And Trent Dunham holds off Henry Cavanaugh for the 5th spot. And oh, what the heck? What did I just see right there? Did Stephanie Gardner hit Charles Sanford? Let's see what happened. This was on the cool down lap. Yeah. Stephanie just jacks up Charles Sanford on the apron of the track, and I mean, Charles had about 3 wheels in the air. Well, anyway, Charles Jackson today wins the race here. Second place to Mike Becker. Jordan Newman comes home third. Fourth position will go to Michael Walton, and we gave you the top 5 already. Sixth position was Henry Cavanaugh. Seventh was Charles Sanford. Stephanie Gardner 8th. Ryan Acosta 9th. William Duncan comes home 10th. Kyle Matthews was 11th. 12th, Hayden Jefferson. Joshua Osborne 13th. 14th, Trey Campbell. 15th was Joshua Collard. Sed Weinstein 16th. Chris Washer 18th. 19th, Johnny Gardner. Andreas Allen 19th, and championship leader Dylan Young is 20th. As we take you through the rest of the finishing order, Brendan Bergen's up finishing dead last in the race. Dylan Pote moved up a few spots to 33rd. And Jessica Shelton 36th, and a lot of big names down there. Seth Cole 22nd. So, see where you finished in the race here today as Charles Jackson, basically the perfect race, started from the pole and led every lap and wins the race here today at Dover Downs International Speedway. As we head to Riverside Raceway for the Traxxas 400K. And here's your points there right now. Dylan Young leads by 106 points over Jessica Shelton. Mike Becker right now is in 3rd position. 4th is Trey Campbell. 5th is Zed Weinstein. 6th is Keith Batson. Michael Walton. Jordan Newman. Charles Jackson up to 9th. And Ryan Acosta right now in 10th place in the points. Chris Washer currently right now holds the 20th position. I said Dylan Pote actually was top 5. Actually, I was wrong. He was climbing up there in the points chase. Excuse me on that one. So, and there's the rest of the order here. Mason Powers currently in 38th in the points. So up next is Riverside Raceway, the Traxxas 400K. Don't miss it.